Hey guys, it's Bub here, and in this video we're taking a look at Windows Hypernova, which is meant to be Windows 9 in the GMM Alternate Windows timeline. Now, a video or two ago I took a look at Windows Northwood, which was meant to be Windows 8 in the GMM Alternate Windows timeline. At the time, I did not know what this alternate timeline was, and I got very flamed in the comments of that video for not knowing exactly what it was or what it fell into. So after doing some research, that's where I discovered Windows Hypernova, and that there is an actual whole Wikipedia, well, not Wikipedia, but a fan-made encyclopedia of this GMM alternate Windows timeline that goes up to Windows 15, I believe. And in that timeline, this is meant to be Windows 9. In my opinion, from what I can see, this looks to fall right around the Windows Vista time frame, sort of what it's meant to imitate, if that's even the right word. I don't know exactly what the right way to phrase this is, but regardless, this is Windows Hypernova. From what I can tell, I believe, if I recall correctly, it's built on Windows Server 2003, as well as the Windows XP extended kernel made by a developer. I can't say the name, I can't remember, but we've looked at their mods in the past. So here we are actually in the setup of Windows Hypernova. We can see we have a nice blue background, a nice gradient. This is a very simplistic installer window. It actually looks very nice. And we saw that copyright date right there, so copyright 2004. So we're actually not in that Vista era yet. We're in the Windows Longhorn, kind of the late Longhorn side. So we're going to go ahead and accept the license terms, select the disk. Everything looked pretty standard for a Windows Vista install. And let's go ahead and let this install, and we'll be back once we're greeted with either an out-of-box experience or the actual desktop. Alright, and here we are in the out-of-box experience, which I am a little confused because it says Windows XP, but you can clearly see that it's not entirely XP because our cursor looks like Vista. It's just a very interesting experience here. But yet we can definitely see this is not vanilla Windows XP. We're loading into the desktop here right now, and then we're going to go ahead and install VMware Tools so you guys get a better viewing experience. We already have an error. Let's go ahead. I assume that's because we don't have VMware Tools installed. Let's go ahead and get that installed, and then we'll be back once you guys have a better experience. Alright, and here we are on the desktop of Windows Hypernova. The first thing we can see actually is that the breadcrumbs are changed to Windows Hypernova build 2800. I don't know if the 2800 is representative of the GMM Alternate Universe or if that is the actual build of Windows that this is using. Not too familiar with what specific build that is there. We can see up here on the desktop we have our recycle bin and then a notes file that gives us, actually the build does appear to be relative to Hypernova, and this is the milestone 1 build. A list of all the changes and known issues. So, you may see the warning screen. We did see that. That is normal. Pretty cool. No audio drivers installed by default. Amazing. So there is kind of the high-level overview of the issues that we're having here today. On the taskbar, we have our start button, which we'll cover in a minute. And over on the right side, we have our time. We have safely remove hardware, VMware Tools, which I installed, Windows Security Alerts, which is actually, does appear to be the real Windows Security. I always say that because there was one mod that we had that was a custom version of the Security Center that had some very interesting things in it. And then we of course have automatic updates. So with that being said, that pretty much concludes our taskbar. While we're looking at the taskbar though, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the UI elements here. It is gray, but it does have kind of like that Windows Vista sort of not glass, but sort of transparent arrow effect. That's not even the right word to describe it, but reflectiveness is what I meant to say there. So we can see that represented there. And over on the start button, we can see that it is a standard rectangle compared to XP where it did have some curves in it. Standard rectangle, nothing too out of the ordinary there. And it opens up our start menu, which is gray by default. So on the start menu, we have Internet Explorer, which is probably IE6. Yep, IE6 right there. Pretty cool. Followed by Email, MSN Explorer, Windows Media Player, Windows Messenger, File and Settings Transfer Wizard, as well as Notepad, which has a different icon, but it is the regular Notepad. Okay, pretty cool. Under all programs, we're not going to go through all of these. I'm not going to just say them out loud because that would take up a lot of time, but we'll see if we see anything interesting. So as always, typical games that would come with Vista. Nothing too crazy there. On the right side of the taskbar, or the start menu rather, we have my documents, my recent documents, my pictures, my music, my computer, control panel, set program access and defaults, printers and faxes, help and support, search, and run. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the wallpapers that we have here. So we can go to Windows Classic or Windows Hypernova. We only have one color scheme and it's the default gray. As for typical backgrounds, looks to be most of the Windows XP backgrounds. In fact, there is Windows XP, but the wallpaper we have is actually Bliss. So they replaced Bliss with this background here. While we're in here, let's actually go ahead and go into the Computer Explorer here and show you the window borders. So we can see the window borders don't really look like what we typically expect for Windows. There's a nice gray gradient at the top. I mean, I like the style. I don't like these X buttons. They're all one color, so there's nothing really differentiating the X unless you hover over it. So we have our minimize button, we then have our maximize button. Well, actually, when you maximize the window, the title bar turns black. That's interesting. Then we have the X button that does glow red when you hover over it, but doesn't glow red if you don't hover over it. And then, of course, we have that gray border around the entire window. Let's go ahead and take a look at our local disk to see that we are using 4.5 gigs out of a 59.8 gig disk, so standard. I wish Windows installs were that small today. Unfortunately, they are not. Next, we'll go ahead and take a look at the task manager. So under performance, average CPU utilization for Windows, blah, blah, blah. Page file usage, here's your actual physical memory usage if you would like to read that. And then lastly, let's go ahead and take a look at WinVer. We can see that this is customized to Windows Hypernova Professional version 7.2. Oh, here it is. So build 2800 is the actual Hypernova build. This does appear to be 3790, and I was right, it's based on Windows Server 2003 Service Pack 2 RTM. So that being said, this is a high-level overview of Windows Hypernova. Definitely let me know what you think about this OS down in the comments below, and if you have any other custom ISOs you want me to take a look at, please let me know, as I love doing viewer-recommended videos. With that being said, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you're new around here, as I do all kinds of different technology videos, including device restorations. With that being said, see you all in the next one.